of those three political parties. If INEC has taken a decision that it should be direct, you go by direct. If they want to reverse it, they call another NEC and take that decision.
Mr. Nwanyanwu, I don't know if you're not going to run into the danger of being called a meddlesome interloper.
No, I'm a party. We're a party.
But
we're interested.
Let us take Mr. Akinbode's stance now, because he's raised a number of issues for you to respond to. Yeah, First and foremost, he believes that security agencies, more than INEC, have a larger role to play in curbing vote buying during elections. He believes that INEC's hands are tied largely during party primaries. And he's also gone into the direct or indirect primaries conversation.
Now, let me take the issue of INEC and the security agencies. I've listened to Mr. Nwanyanwu. We must not beg these issues. You want to call the security agents a dog, a bad name, so that you can hang it. You cannot isolate these issues. INEC and the security agencies work hand in hand. They are partners in the process of conduct of election, whether it's primary election, whether it's general election. You see, come see, come serve. What it gives is what you get. Now, why I raised the primaries issue, you remember the direct primary, the option A4 was adopted by SDP in 1993. The SDP came back when we studied all the scenario in Nigeria that led the process of electing candidates of political parties. We discovered that it has become highly monetized. And SDP came and said, look, in Ekiti, we're going to test this water, we're going to go back to option A4, amended as direct primaries. That was what we used. And I discovered that all these political parties are looking at the integrity of the process that SDP adopted. It is our program, it is our program. Of course, using it shows that, we have a better option and model. What you see with the police and INEC, like I said, myself, yourself, we cannot isolate ourselves because the systems works hand in hand. The police will take instruction from INEC. INEC will not take instruction from the police because you invited them to come and help you manage the process. Let me give you an instance. Are
you saying, just before you give that instance.
Okay.
Okay, well, please go ahead with an instance, yeah.
You go to a polling booth. I have a smartphone. All right? I'm talking about money, election buying. Now, I take a paper, I pull it, whatever, I thumbprint. I remove my smartphone.
Your ballot paper, that's
my ballot paper, I snapped it. Are you getting me? Or if I don't have a smartphone, I vote, I took my papers out, and I flash it. You know what happens? The political party has agents in the polling booth, apart from their party agents, who are the election merchants. When you flash your ballot paper, the INEC is seeing it. What he does is put his hand.
What do you want him to do?
What he's trying to do is that I have voted for party A.
The
agent look at my party.
Which is true.
Now, you will not discover that just beside that polling unit, the merchant is there, where he has all the money in this world, to now pay to the voter who has shown his...
INEC says it is, we've raised some of these issues. INEC says it is slightly handicapped in that area. It's, just a moment, its job, it says, is to ensure that voters are able to vote in secret. Yes. Now, if a voter chooses to flash or chooses to take a picture, there are many reasons why a voter can be taking a picture. It might be for his or her own memory. It might be that he or she wants to sell the vote. There are a number of reasons. Can INEC really tell a voter that if you want to leak your secrecy, you are not allowed to do it?
No. But at that process, the Electoral Act empowers INEC to arrest, prosecute, offenders. And if you discover that that is an offense, you are influencing a lot of voters who are lying behind you by showing your ballot paper. If INEC has taken it upon himself to prosecute people like that in Ekiti election. In the Ekiti election.
Who should be prosecuted? The people buying the votes or the people who are selling the votes?
The two of them are complacent. Before you sell, you must have a buyer. Both the buyer and the sellers must be accountable because they are the one compromising this process. If you show your ballot paper, you see the minors, the 18 years old before you, at my age, if I show my ballot paper, because I'm a molded in that community, I'm a leader in that community. Don't you think others who are not educated, who are looking for means of livelihood, will not compromise? What
do you say to those? I mean, what do you say to INEC, who says, look, sometimes this vote buying doesn't happen within our perimeter?
Yes.
As you rightly pointed out, there are other agents there, and sometimes this thing is flash. Sometimes, you know, a picture is what is taken. This picture can be taken in secret, as the case might be, and the money is paid far away from where the actual voting is going on.
Yes.
What do you want INEC to do about that? Because INEC says we only have control of about 300 meters around where it is that we're.
But I'm telling you, it happened within that precept of 300 meters. The police you are talking about, they will not raise that issue if INEC has not shown that this has committed an offense within the perimeter of 300 or 200 where voting is taking place.
Should the police wait for INEC? When you're a policeman and you see something going on wrong where you are, should you really wait for INEC officials to tell you to do something before you do it?
I'm not speaking for the police.
No, I'm asking you.
If an INEC official is seated and he saw such processes, he can raise his hand and say, police, arrest that man.
That's my point. So,
that is what the police
in the event that doesn't happen, and you are a police officer and you see that things are going awry in the particular polling section, the law is not being kept, as the case might be.
Yes.
Don't they have the right to step in and say what is going on here is not right?
The police are mandated to maintain law and order.
That is their mandate.
That is the mandate. You have had.
So shouldn't they have a role, whether or not the INEC officials say you should arrest?
Yes, I believe they have a role. But if the police lay his hand on an election offender, you hand it over to the INEC. If the INEC does not have the will to prosecute, there's nothing the police can do.
INEC to prosecute somebody who has done the wrong thing?
Fact they have the power. The Electoral Act mandated INEC.
That's once the police is able to apprehend the suspect, I would imagine. We're talking about vote buying. We're talking about a process that generally, according to observers, has taken place outside of the polling unit. So the question is, how can the police not take full responsibility for those areas?
Let me even tell you something. The polling unit does not exist. Now, what you see in some communities, or in some wards, you put, in those days in 1979, I remember FEDECO built polling unit, alienated from the communities, from the neighborhood. But what you see now, INEC has to take very special notice of this. You put polling booth in the front of the house of the chairman of a party.
Well, we'll have to come back and let you expatiate a bit more.
Who has absolute control on what happened?
Sorry, Mr. Akinbode, we will let you come back and expatiate a bit more on your ideas when we come back from this break. Please stay with us.